of going to illustration at OCAD, I've gotten accepted to 5 universities in total, art universities.
So you were just telling us how you got multiple acceptances. It's so exciting. What a big change from them telling you that they didn't think you were ready. I'm feeling so depressed too. Now you have to make the choice. Which one? So one of the things that we realized in working together, one, that you certainly have skill as an illustrator and good ideas, and it's nice that that can kind of fit with an interest in graphics, because there's a bit of a crossover there at times. And I think that, you know, you can make a living as an illustrator, because that's one of the concerns of yourself and your family, because it's one reason why you were thinking of graphics is you wanting a job, right? There are jobs as illustrators. In fact, you know, the fellow that teaches with me just over there, Carslade Law, he's tapping away at his computer right now, and a lot of the work he's been doing, even though he's trained as an animator, is illustration, or a sort of a crossover of the two. And I know lots of other people that work in illustration that make a good living at it. And you have such skill that it would be, because it sounded like you were still second guessing whether you should go into graphics.
Yeah.
So, but you're a great illustrator.
That's
you're
what I'm
so creative.
Yes.
So I hope that you would stay with that and know that there are people that get work in illustration.
I'm going to stay in that.
I think it's the best choice for you. The other thing I noticed that you think a lot like a fine artist as well. So that's why finding a school that enables you to learn the skills of an illustrator, but also allows you to flourish creatively, I think is really important.
Yeah.
And that a school that has maybe a little bit of flexibility to the program to some extent, because it seems like you're still a little bit unsure exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
I guess as you looked into your programs a bit further, because we have talked about this a bit in the past, did you find out whether you can do a major and a minor in any of them?
Yes.
Which ones can you do?
Okay.
So you can do a major and a minor in OCAD.
I can't switch my major, but I can.
You cannot switch, but you could do that. That's good to know. Here's one thing I think you'd really enjoy, even though you're saying you have an interest in graphics. You would love your drawing and painting program. You would. I know you would really thrive in it, and have a great time to even be able to take a few of those courses to develop yourself more fully as an artist. And that would help your illustration work, to be able to have a chance to do some drawing and painting. So I think that could be a good fit. What did you find out about Emily Carr that you like?
They don't really determine your major in the first year, because I have a foundation year.
Yes, which is great.
I'm just accepted to the foundation year, which is just everybody together. And I think that they determine their major in third year or second year.
Usually foundation study is 1 year.
1 year.
And then you determine your major in second year, which could really suit you well. I think Emily Carr is a great choice because they still do foundation studies, where a lot of the Canadian schools don't do foundation studies anymore like we once did. So that might give you that comfort to gain some skills and then be able to, decide for sure. So I think OCAD, you and Emily Carr both sound like really great choices for you. What were the other ones that you got accepted into? NSCAD. Yeah, NSCAD's also an excellent school.
Yeah.
What did they find out about them?
They don't really offer you like a specific degree at the end. You sort of like, you always have like multiple things.
Do you get like
interdisciplinary
fine art BA? Like, is it a BFA?
Design. Yes, design or fine art. So you
Design
get
and fine art.
It's like you either get a Bachelor of Fine Art, or you get a Bachelor of Design, or you get a Bachelor of Media. But it's always like interdisciplinary. It's always like you can take multiple courses.
Okay. Well, that's interesting too, since you're interested in illustration, drawing and painting, and graphics. So one thing that a school like NSCAD could do for you then is to pick and choose your courses a bit to custom fit it to your interests. So that's also a really good possibility. So they're all excellent schools, they're all top ranked, and it sounds like they all will give you some of that flexibility. So that's good. So then you don't have to worry one is the wrong choice.
No.
Now, so there's other ways. If you know that they're all going to give you what you would need, you could sort of split hairs with that and say, well, I like the idea of you know, being able to do an interdisciplinary, so I don't have to make a hard and fast choice, and then you could do a little bit of graphics. Now, you're saying it's design. Are you allowed to go into fine art and do some fine art stuff and still apply it to your degree?
Yes.
So that's pretty good. It's very flexible, so you could get some computer training that you're weak on, and you know, you could do the illustration. So it sounds like it could be a really great fit. I think the next thing is to make a decision on where do you see yourself fitting in and what fits your family life well. So it sounds like they're all going to give you something good. So where do you see yourself really thriving well, and what's a practical choice for you and your family? Where do your family live now? Well,
Yes.
so if you think, and are you a person who you want to see your family often? Do you need to? Are you close, or are you a more independent person, or you want to go far away to school because it's part of the adventure?
They're leaving.
They're leaving?
They're going back to China.
Yeah. Oh, so you're going to be alone anyway.
I don't have a home.
Oh, wow.
Where I go.
So it doesn't matter where you go. So that's not a consideration then, right?
Yes.
So because sometimes that is, that if you need to be close to home, if somebody needs to see mom and dad a lot, then you need to live closer to home if you're somebody. But I want to go someplace completely different because it's exciting and you should do that. Now you don't have that because they have to go back to China. And now are they open to sending you anywhere?
They have
Feelings
opinions.
about it?
Yes.
They have opinions,
Yes.
of course. Parents have
OCAD.
opinions. They think OCAD.
Yes.
And why do they think OCAD?
Because I've been always like into OCAD since like 2 years ago. They send me to the OCAD intensive portfolio training or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was there for like 7 days. I was like talking to 3 professors, 2 students at the school. I was getting familiar with like all the surroundings and stuff, and I feel like I'm part of it. So I actually liked it there.
Okay. Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That if you felt like
Like
comfortable,
home, yes.
felt like home,
Yes.
that's a good sign. Because that's one of the things, like I've talked to VP academics and I asked, like, if you've got multiple offers, how do you decide? And one of the things that the VP said to me is, where do you feel that you fit in? That it feels like this could be my home for 4 years. And since you've been there and it felt like that,
Yeah.
and you've had this as a goal for a long time, I can see why your parents would say, yeah, you've been wanting this, go to OCAD. Right?
And yeah.
So if it felt right to you, then that's a really good sign. But what's making you question it?
Is whether I should go into the graphic design program or the illustration program at OCAD.
Oh, illustration.
Yeah, because
And then do a minor in drawing and painting. I
or
would
something else. It doesn't matter what I choose. It's just my major. I'm not sure because they don't let you transfer majors as
Right.
soon as you go into the school. Because I
Right.
was emailing them.
Yeah.
They told me if right now I decide to choose to switch from illustration program to graphic design, they can make that change.
They could.
That's really surprising because every single program is so competitive right now.
So, like from the education point of view and career point of view, and because you don't have the graphics training,
Yeah.
I can see that illustration and graphics together and getting trained on the computer would really help
Yes.
you for your employability.
Yes.
So that, I think, would be good for you.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy being able to do some drawing and painting, but you have only 2 things you could do through
Yeah.
OCAD. If you think about Emily Carr, you're allowed a double major.
I don't think so.
You're not allowed a double major. You just have to decide in the
Yeah.
second year.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to do foundation studies. Doesn't mean that you study more than one thing.
No.
That means you just hear all your basic training
Yeah.
and then you decide.
Yeah.
So one of the things before you make your choice, find out if they allow double majors or not, because I think that's really going to help you. The great thing about foundation study here is you might be able to look around and check out, if I can't do a double major, can I do drawing and painting and illustration, just because I think you're a highly creative person and you actually seem like a fine artist to me, but I think you could do well as an illustrator. So if we're looking just following your heart and soul and what you're good at, that would be the things. If you're thinking, well, I really want to bring myself up into the century and I want to make sure I've got work and I'd like to have the opportunity to learn about graphics and software and all of that, to use the opportunity of being in school, because you know what, you have talent and you can always be an artist when you leave after you've had that training. Not necessarily that you have to be studying in the fine arts to be able to still be a fine artist when you're older. If you say, I'm going to do a lot of illustration and I'm going to keep working on my painting career too, if that ends up interesting you. So I would first find out from Emily Carr whether you can do a double major or not. And then see what you can find about the campus to see. And where do you feel that would you love living on the West Coast, and what West Coast life is like, or do you like the big city of Toronto and being more in Ontario? What sort of suits who you are? But it sounds like you're thinking of OKU, which I think is a good choice. It's a solid choice.
And in car, the buildings are a lot more modern than OKU, but for me, I don't like the campus to be too big. I feel like you're just wasting time if you're traveling from building to building.
And that's what you are concerned about at Emily Carr. You like that OKU is centralized.
Yes.
It sounds like you have your answer. Sounds like you want to.
I want OKU.
And I really think majoring in illustration is a good fit for you. And then it's just deciding whether you want to enjoy the opportunity to study in drawing and painting, because they started, OKU was OCA, Ontario College of Art. They started as a painting college, right? It is a fantastic fine art school. So you'd really enjoy that. So I think it depends a bit on your parents and their education dollar and how they see you spending that investment. Is it to train you for a job, or is it to develop you as an artist? If it's to develop you as an artist, I would say the illustration, drawing, painting really suits who you are as an artist. If you're wanting to make sure you're employable, and that's their main concern,
that's my main.
And if it's your worry too, then illustration graphics can be a really good fit.
Yes.
And you can always continue painting and take adult interest courses and take workshops and learn how to paint better. When do you have to decide on the double major aspect? Or do you want to just stay just in illustration?
Oh, that's at the end of the first year.
The end of first year. Well, that gives you some time to explore. That gives you time to explore, so it sounds like OKU is the winner. Isn't it?
Yes. I know where the place is.
And you know it, and that feels safer. And knowing that your parents are moving back to China and you're going to be somewhere where you already kind of know how it is.
And I like the professors.
And you like the professors? Because that's one of the things that VPs will always tell you if you're asking, how do I pick a school? Like, do you think that you fit in with the students? Do you like the professors? Do you like the environment? Is it the right kind of city? Is it big or small? Like, what suits you? And the fact that you know it, and your parents know that you know it, they're going to feel safer and you're going to feel safer.
They wanted me to go there too.
So it sounds like a really good choice, but they'll be able to get behind it and support you doing it. And it's an excellent education.
Yeah.
They're all great choices, but it sounds like OKU really is the best fit for you.
Because there's like Chinatown right beside it.
Exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Although there's a strong Asian community in West too. But, so I think you're going to love it there. So I think sounds like you know.
Yes.
You just got to decide and do it. It's exciting. Well, congratulations. You're going to have a wonderful time.
I hope I will.
You will. You're much more capable than you realize you are.
Really?
After all these multiple acceptances, did it sink in yet?
I don't know. Because like when I went in for the interview, I just felt the professor like looked at me like so different than the national portfolio thing.
Good.
Yeah.
So what did you like best about working with me?
I liked every single part of it.
Everything? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. Well, it was really nice to meet you. It was a pleasure to help you.
I liked the part where like I was like really stressed and then I was like released.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming and sharing your experiences.
Thank you.
Go make your decision and just do it.